Mr. Rick Wainwright, he was.
Chapter 36, The Tale of Jack, the Human Wizard. Jack, human wizard with fairly long dark brown hair and deep blue eyes. Height, 5 feet, 7 inches. Weight, 155 pounds. Age, 39. Place of birth, the village of Norwood, about 80 miles southeast of the village of Doran. This is the tale of Jack. Linda. Will I be able to speak to him again sometime? Sheila. Possibly. Time will tell. But you did a wonderful job. Now we just wait to see what path he chooses. Linda. I don't know how to thank you. Sheila. Why, you just did, she said, smiling. Jack was quite excited. He was having dinner with a beautiful woman that he had just recently met, and he was quite nervous. It had been a long time since he had gone on a date. Beautiful woman. There's no reason to be nervous. I've told you all about me, so now I want to hear all about you. What was your life like, Jack? And how did you end up becoming a wizard? Jack, trying to relax and act casual. Well, you really want to hear all about me? Beautiful woman. Well, yes. How else can I get to know you? She said, smiling. Jack. Okay. Well, I grew up in a small village. My parents ran a farm, and I had an older sister. Beautiful woman. Had? Jack. Yes. She died. Beautiful woman. Oh, no. I'm so sorry. Do you mind telling me what happened? Jack. No, I don't mind. She was attacked and killed by goblins. Beautiful woman, looking very sad and concerned for Jack. Oh, how horrible. How long ago did that happen? Jack. Long time ago. I was 17. She was 2 years older than me. Her death has a lot to do with who and what I am now, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me start from the beginning. Growing up, I was smaller and weaker than most boys my age, but my sister was taller and stronger than most girls her age. So she often ended up protecting me against kids who picked on me and bullied me. I should have been grateful, and I was, at times, but I also ended up regretting it. But that had more to do with wishing I was bigger than the fact that my sister protected me. Then again, I often got picked on because my bigger sister protected me. Beautiful woman, you wanted to fight your own battles, but couldn't because of your size. Jack. Yeah, pretty much. So having a big sister who was strong was great, but in another way, it wasn't. Anyway, I was very smart, smarter than everyone else. When I became a teenager, I became fascinated with magic, so I went to the local wizard and told him I wanted to study, and asked him if he'd train me. But he told me to come back in 15 to 20 years, and maybe he'd train me then, if I was still interested. But instead, I came back every month and just kept bothering him. I just refused to wait. And when I was 17, I guess he had become tired of me bothering him all the time. So he gave in and started teaching me. He was quite shocked when I learned how to cast spells. Apparently no one is able to learn how to cast spells until they're at like 30 or something. That's what he told me. Unfortunately, it went to my head. Beautiful woman. Oh, I'm sure it did. That must have been quite an ego trip. Jack. being able to lock a magic spell in your brain and then cast it? As a teenager? Yeah, it was a huge ego trip. At 17, though. Anyway, I was sick of being picked on and needing my sister to protect me, so I'm sure you can see where this is going. Beautiful woman. So you used magic to become strong? Jack. Oh, yeah, I could have done that, I guess. But I was more interested in the mind, so I went down a different path. Beautiful woman. Oh, so you learned how to control people? Jack. Kind of, yeah. I learned how to cast spells that gave me the power to influence people, so I got the bullies to do chores for me, give me money, let alone stop bullying me. Because they didn't know that I was a wizard, they had no clue that I was manipulating their minds. Through my magic, I was able to cause them to like me, let alone help me with stuff. The ability to control other people was far too much for my immature mind to handle. I became obsessed with it and even contemplated dark magic. Beautiful woman. Oh no. I take it, though, that you never went that route. Jack. No, I didn't, but I almost did. While I could fool people who didn't know I could cast magic, I couldn't fool my mentor. He saw what I was doing and told me that he made a huge mistake and never should have taught me, and that I should quit until I was at least 35 years old. But I laughed at him and mocked him. Obviously, he stopped training me. My family also knew that I had magical powers, but one day, in my stupidity, I tried influencing my sister. I got her to do my chores and give me money and stuff. For whatever reason, I didn't think about the fact that once the spell wore off, she'd know what I did. I was just too obsessed with the power, and being able to control my sister was kind of a power trip, I guess. Beautiful woman. Wait, why didn't the bullies know you used magic on them? Jack. Because they didn't know I was a wizard, so when the magic wore off, they had no clue why they acted the way they did. Basically, they never connected the dots, so I just kept doing it. Beautiful woman. Okay, well, if I was your sister, I would have ripped into you good, and I'm not sure what else I would have done. What did she do? Jack. She ripped into me good. She ripped into me and told me that if I ever used magic on her again, that she'd never speak to me again and never protect me anymore. To which I just laughed at her, since I no longer needed her protection. So she got really mad at me and told me that she'd never speak to me again, ever. The next day, she was killed by goblins. She was with some friends and they were just walking down the road, a little out of town. Attacks like that almost never happen. Everyone was shocked. Beautiful woman. Oh, Jack, I'm so sorry. Now I'm guessing you went looking for those goblins. That's probably what I would have done. Jack. Right again. Luckily, my mentor heard what had happened and what I was doing, so he followed me. I had no clue he was there. I saw 3 goblins down a road and tried to manipulate their minds, but the spell only affected one of them, who just stood there and did nothing. The other 2 attacked me and wounded me badly. They would have killed me easily, but my mentor hit them with magic missiles and easily killed them. He carried me home to my parents and told them all that had happened. I was barely conscious and just laid there. Beautiful woman. Did this all happen on the same day? Jack. Yes. Our parents learned from my mentor that their daughter was killed by goblins and that I went after them and would have also been killed by them had he not been there. So our parents went through the ordeal of processing the horrific pain of hearing about their daughter being killed, while at the same time about their son being saved. All they could do was start screaming and crying out, while I laid there barely conscious. The next morning, I got up and blamed myself for my sister's death, certain that our fight caused her to go with her friends down that road. So in my pain, I renounced magic and swore I'd never have anything to do with it ever again, certain that I was the reason she was killed. In my foolishness and arrogance, I thought I could just walk up to 3 goblins, manipulate them with magic, and just kill them. My ego almost got me killed that day. Well, it would have, had it not been for my mentor. Beautiful woman. Yet here we are having dinner together, so clearly you didn't quit being a wizard. Jack. No, I quit. I was done. Beautiful woman. Okay, so what made you come back? Jack. The next night, my sister came to me in my dream. To this day, I believe it I believe it was really her and not just a dream. Beautiful woman. Oh, wow. What did what happened? Jack. What did she say? Yes, she spoke to me. She told me that it wasn't my fault, that she would have been on that road regardless. Beautiful woman. Well, that's great. So it wasn't your fault. So why did you quit then? Jack. Because in my dream, she basically told me the same thing that my mentor told me, that I was on a dangerous path and that I would end up destroying myself if I kept using magic at such a young age, let alone using magic to manipulate people's minds the way that I was doing. She said I had to stop and have nothing to do with magic until I was at least 35 years old. She said that even though I had amazing potential and an amazing mind, that our minds are too immature to handle such power at that age. And only by giving it up and waiting could I ever become the wizard that I was supposed to become. She said I needed to learn all about honor and humility, 2 words that I had lost all interest in the moment I learned how to cast magical spells. When I woke up, I just started crying because I missed my sister so much. It was at that moment that I realized just how much I actually loved her, but had been taking her for granted for years. I felt horrible. I was using her, and before that I always relied on her and never really appreciated all that she did for me and how much she loved me. But now I know. How she was able to speak to me in a dream, I don't know, but I fully believe it was really her, which means she's alive somewhere and is okay. The fact that I've never forgotten that dream is partly why I believe it was really her. Our family worships Hieronymus, so if I had to guess, I'd guess she's with him in his heaven, or maybe all the gods are there. However it works, I don't know, but I am certain that she's alive, and that means everything to me. Her coming to me and speaking to me in my dream changed my life. I'm pretty certain I would have kept practicing magic had she not. Who knows how much that would have messed me up. Beautiful woman. So you waited until you were 35 then? Jack. I waited until I was 36, just to be safe. I also decided, for now at least, to avoid spells that manipulate minds in that way. I'm a little afraid of what it might do to me. So when I turned 36, I went back to my mentor, who was getting pretty old now, but once he sat down and talked with me, he quickly saw that I had changed and was no longer the arrogant, manipulative, immature punk that I used to be. Beautiful woman. Well, thank you for telling me your story. I'm so sorry about your sister. She was strong, like me. So do I remind you of her in that way? Jack, feeling a little awkward now. Oh, well, I guess so. In that you're strong, like she was. But that wasn't why I wanted to get to know you. Beautiful woman. You wanted to get to know me because I'm attractive as well as strong, like your sister. And also because we both want to go adventuring, right? Jack, well, it's the adventuring, really. Though, yes, you're very attractive and also stronger than me. So maybe that reminds me of my sister. But that just sounds so weird. I didn't mean to. Beautiful woman. Jack, it's fine. I like you. But let me be very clear. I'm not interested in a romantic relationship with anyone right now. It has nothing to do with you. Maybe down the road sometime I'll feel differently. But I like you as a person and hope that we can become good friends. Are you okay with it just being that and nothing more? Jack. Is it because you think that you remind me of my sister that you're not interested? Beautiful woman. No, it's because I'm not looking to get into a relationship right now, but I value friendship greatly. Is that okay? Jack, smiling now. That's absolutely fine, Shinfia. I think you're great. And here's hoping that you and I become great friends. Shinfia, also smiling now. Yay! So Jack, what was your sister's name? Jack. Linda. Shinfia. Well, here's to your sister, Linda. If it wasn't for her, we probably never would have met.